Hello, sixth graders. Okay, here we are in chapter 3, which kind of marks the first section of our book that we're finishing here. So before we start chapter 3, again, I want you to fill out a summary of what happened in chapter 2. Should be 3 to 4 of the most important events about what happens to Moonshadow when he first comes to America, meeting the company, etc. No more, no less. Then you are going to read chapter 3 of Dragonwings. This is kind of a different chapter. We get some more history about Wind Rider, and kind of we get this idea of, we get some more cultural connections here. There is a large difference between Chinese dragons and dragons that we would consider in our westernized culture. In China, dragons are highly respected and highly revered. They're very respectful creatures, whereas kind of in Western culture, we view them as fire-breathing monsters that we must slay in order to, save the princess. So in this, we are going to get kind of some connection to what's called the Dragon King. Wind Rider father is going to talk about, like I said, his history, but I wanted to tell you that as you're reading, keep in mind that the Dragon King is a real part of Chinese mythology, and he is a Chinese water and weather god. After you read chapter 3, you are going to kind of take a quiz over this first section of the book. So you have 3 questions here. Number 1, why did the customs officials try to trip up Moonshadow during his questioning? 2, explain the possible meanings of demon as described in chapter 2. Okay, go beyond just the literal. I want you to think beyond that. 3, how does Moonshadow feel about the Golden Mountain when he discovers that it's not real? What probably inspired its name? I want you to give 2 guesses as to what you think inspired its name. And then finally, you have an extended response here. In chronological order, I want you to describe the challenges that Moonshadow faces throughout the first 3 chapters of the novel. Then I want you to conclude by describing the challenge that you believe is the most difficult or the most rewarding to have conquered, and explain your choice. Okay, this should be at least 5 sentences total that you're typing in for your extended response. Next week, we'll work on the next set of chapters. Make sure you submit before you're done. Have a great weekend.